Alrighty, we are almost to the Niangua River. We went west out of Lebanon for, well, 11 miles, and we're coming up on the Niangua River here. Here's the bridge. So to get to this particular property, first we're going to go across the bridge. There's one of the entrances to Bennett Springs State Park. And I'll try to film this while we drive here. Here's the bridge over the river. Is beautiful, and there's an awesome access point to a great section of river just right there. Bennett Springs access for fishing and floating and all that good stuff. And I just reset the trip meter, and we'll check just exactly how far it is until we turn off of the highway here. Although this is a pretty easy property to find because it's adjacent to the NRO resort. So you can follow the signs to NRO, and when you get there, you're basically at the property. So I'll probably shut the video off here, and then I'll start it up again when we're about to make the turn off of the highway. Alright, so we're coming up on the turn where we're going to go right off of the highway. You can see the sign for the Barclay Conservation Area and NRO Resort, and that's the way we're headed. The Barclay is awesome. It's a beautiful conservation area with really, really nice river access. Okay, so yeah, look for all the signs for NRO, and we're taking a right on Corkery. You can see the sign up there. Corkery Road. And we did set the trip meter back at the bridge, and it's 3.7 miles since we crossed to the Niangua River. And then you go right on Corkery, and I don't know exactly how far it is to the property, so we just reset the trip meter. We're going to find out, but it's pretty close now. By the way, I didn't mention it when we were crossing the Niangua, but the Niangua does curve around and directly borders the east side of this property. So you've got paved frontage on the west on Corkery, and you've got direct river frontage on the east on the premium section of the Niangua River. Trout fishing, all the standard fishing, bass and all that good stuff, perch. But yeah, you can actually catch rainbow trout and brown trout because they have a huge trout hatchery at Bennett Springs State Park. And they stock that section of the river. So it's a white ribbon trout fishing section that's adjacent to the property. So pretty amazing. I'm sure we'll do a drone video where you can see the whole property and take a look at the actual river frontage. And since it's a beautiful day here, I'm sure there will be people on the river. So this tract, I believe it has about 100 feet of direct frontage on the river. You can check the listing to see for sure. And it's going to be basically, I guess, what we call bluff frontage. So you got a stunning river view. We did walk directly down to the river on the east side of this property, but it was pretty steep. With 100 feet of frontage, there would be enough room that if you really wanted to, to do a trail or potentially a road with some big equipment, that's something that you could do. And that would actually tremendously increase the value of this property if you did do a drivable trail to the river. Power's obviously nearby because we've got the NRO resort right here. The deer hunting, the turkey hunting, fantastic in this area. This property specifically is excellent for hunting, both for deer and turkey. Okay, so we're basically kind of going through NRO Resort. There's the main office right there, but this is a county road. This is a public road, and we're getting really close to the property. In fact, I'm gonna open up the map right, which we have on the little iPhone here, and okay, let's see if we can actually see this. So there's the outline of the property. The blue dot is us, This is why MapRight is so cool. If you use the link from the listing page, and we can help you in detail with that, but it's showing the outline of the property, and the blue dot is us. The shaded area, the blue shaded area, that's the Bark Lake Conservation Area, and that's where a lot of these places where the resorts put their canoes in the water, and that's what that guy's doing right there. They use school buses, and they drop off and pick up canoes at the public access points. So that's super close to the property. We're on Corkery Road, and you can see we are almost to the property. We're very close. So it's coming up on the right. This property is surveyed, so the MapRight is really useful for getting you there and showing you the approximate boundaries, and then of course the survey is going to be precise. So MapRight shows that we're coming up, and that looks like a painted stake, so there's probably a survey pin at the base of that stake. So this is the property on the right here. Now this does have a driveway. We'll pull around and pull into the driveway, and we'll see what we can see. I believe it's basically all wooded, other than you know, the existing driveway and little building site. There's a mailbox. That's for this property. There was someone that was leasing this for a couple years. And now we made a deal with them to get it back, so it actually has an address, 158 Corkery. I don't know the city offhand. We'll have to check into that. And this is the first time that we've been out here since they leased it. They ended up going out of state, and so that's how we ended up with the property again. It looks like, according to this, that we are really close to the northwest corner. I wonder if we can find that survey marker really quickly here. There we go. So there's the survey pin. It'll be at the base of that stake right there. So the driveway is on the property. That's good. Looks like a really good driveway. This is a gorgeous tract, so I'm anxious to see what this site looks like that these guys did. Nice timber on this property, we can already tell that. And it looks to me like this driveway is pretty close to the north line, so you are kind of getting to take advantage of everything to the south here. Here's another time the MapRight is useful, is we can kind of, and the MapRight's not precise, it's pretty close, but it's not designed to be precise. The survey's precise, but the MapRight's helpful because you can kind of keep an eye on the little blue dot and see if you're straying, you know, off the property. So here it's got, like, I don't know if they maybe had an animal out there or what. Got a couple old coolers. Driveway does keep on going. There's a little stuff left behind, but nothing that couldn't be cleaned up pretty darn easily from what I can see. And this is basically a circular driveway here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can pull right on through there, turn around and go back the other way. So MapRight is showing that, yep, we're on the property. And like I mentioned before, we will do a drone video. This goes way, way back to the east. I mean, this is a big tract. Then it takes a little jog, and then it's got that. This says 110 feet of frontage, of direct frontage on basically one of the best sections of the Niangua River, of any river. I mean, it's gorgeous. This is obviously well over 100 feet off the county road, so this is easily beyond the setback distance. A lot of privacy and far enough off the road that you could, build or camp or whatnot here. So yeah, we'll do a drone video. We'll check this out and we'll see what we can see on this beautiful property. Well, we just noticed that from this turnaround spot, a couple 100 feet into the property, the little trail keeps on going to the east. So we'll just drive down, and I really don't know how far it goes, but we'll check it out and see. Some nice timber on this property. It's gorgeous out here. It looks to me like maybe they were planning another campsite out here. There's some trees that they cut to open up an area, and this road actually splits, so potentially it's another larger circular driveway. Ooh, a little bit of a tight squeeze. Use caution. There's a structure of some type. I don't know. This does, yeah, this keeps going around and loops back, I guess. Here's where we are, by the way, on the property. We're the blue dot. So even though we're already extremely private, we've barely scratched the surface on this tract. Oh, this is cool. A little built-in planter. That's pretty neat. I would guess that they had some kind of structure set up over here. It looks like an underlayment for a large tent. And then, yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of cool. They set it up right here where there's kind of a view going down the hillside. So there should be some type of creek bed at the bottom of that hillside. This is such a big property. We did bring the four-wheeler today because we thought maybe we'd do a little exploring out here. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe just some type of storage room. We are completely private from the county road now. Several hundred feet back in here, and this is awesome. It's shaded. The tree canopy has created some gorgeous shaded areas. They did leave a certain amount of materials behind. I would guess that that's a burn barrel right there. And then as we look to the east, it slopes down. But we'd almost have to look at the topo map to really see how the land sits. I think what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and do a drone video. We'll get a bird's eye view of this property, and then we'll go from there. This is a nice tract. I mean, we've never had anything like this. Not only is it huge, but the direct river frontage, the paved road frontage, the private driveway going in several hundred feet. This is pretty darn nice. Nice timber all over. A few trees cut here. I mean, I'm sure they had to cut some trees when they were doing their building site. I think they were planning another structure right there. That's why they cut some of those smaller trees.